It started with an anomaly, a pixel out of place, a digital ghost in the machine. The man dismissed it as a glitch, a trick of the light, but when he zoomed in, his blood turned to ice. What he saw wasn't an error, it was a face. The clearest, most terrifying image of the Yeti ever captured. And it's about to change everything you thought you knew about reality. The shot. He almost missed. The man, the mountain, the monster. He wasn't hunting for legends. He was mapping landscapes, a cartographer driven by data, not dreams. Ben Weatherly, a 42-year-old geospatial analyst, had spent the last decade charting the uncharted corners of the world. His tools? Drones, satellites, and a relentless skepticism. He trusted numbers, not whispers. But even numbers can lie. His mission was simple: to create a high-resolution 3D model of the Bhutanese Himalayas, a region shrouded in cloud cover and riddled with treacherous terrain. He launched a fleet of drones, each equipped with LiDAR scanners and advanced spectral cameras, to pierce through the mist and map the mountains in unprecedented detail. Days turned into weeks. Data poured in. Ben crunched the numbers, building his virtual world, oblivious to the real one lurking just beyond the screen. It was in a remote, unnamed valley bordering the Gangkar Puensum, the highest unclimbed mountain in the world, that the anomaly appeared. A flicker in the LiDAR data, a strange distortion in the spectral imagery, something large, something organic. He flagged it for review, assuming it was a glitch, but something kept nagging at him, an instinct, a whisper in the digital noise. He decided to take a closer look. He isolated the data, enhanced the resolution, and began to zoom in. The distortion resolved into a shape, a bipedal form, covered in thick, dark fur. It was moving, deliberately, purposefully, and it was huge. Ben's fingers froze above the keyboard. His breath hitched. He ran the analysis again, checking for errors. Nothing. The data was clean. The image was clear. The figure was walking along a ridge, its silhouette stark against the snow-covered peaks. It moved with a fluid, almost graceful stride, its long arms swinging rhythmically. It was undeniably humanoid, but something was off. The proportions were wrong. The gait was too smooth. The presence was too unnerving. Ben felt a cold dread creep into his bones. He dismissed it as exhaustion, altitude sickness. But the image burned in his mind. He took screenshots, saved the data, and shut down his system. He needed to process what he'd seen. He didn't sleep that night. He kept replaying the images, searching for a rational explanation. A bear? A hoax? A hallucination? None of it fit. The next morning, he knew he couldn't ignore it. He sent the images anonymously to a small circle of experts, a primatologist, a cryptozoologist, and a digital forensics analyst. He didn't tell them where they came from or what he thought they were. He just asked for their opinion. The responses were immediate and terrifying. The primatologist was stunned. The musculature, the gait, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. It's primate, but different. Evolved for extreme conditions. The cryptozoologist was ecstatic. This is it! The best evidence we've ever had. This could rewrite history. The digital forensics analyst was chillingly direct. The images are clean. No manipulation. No CGI. This thing is real. Ben felt his world tilting on its axis. He had stumbled upon something extraordinary. Something that defied explanation. Something that might prove the impossible was real. The image that broke the internet. Analysis, authenticity, and the world on fire. The images didn't stay secret for long. The cryptozoologist leaked them to a private online forum. Within hours, they went viral. Yeti sighting, Ya Bhutan monster, Ya proof of the impossible. The internet exploded. Skeptics screamed hoax. Believers hailed a new dawn. Experts scrambled to analyze the evidence. The images were dissected pixel by pixel. Every detail scrutinized. Every shadow examined. The skeptics focused on the technical aspects. Could the drones have malfunctioned? Could the LiDAR data have been corrupted? But the forensics analysis was damning. The images were authentic, untouched, real. The believers latched onto the humanoid form, the fur-covered body, The undeniable presence. They pointed to ancient legends, eyewitness accounts, and the enduring mystery of the Yeti. The experts were divided. Some argued it was a bear, distorted by perspective and imagination. Others suggested it was a previously unknown primate, a relict hominin that had somehow survived in the remote mountains. A few whispered the unthinkable, that it was something else entirely. Something beyond our current understanding. Dr. Aris Thorne, a leading primatologist at Oxford, initially dismissed the images as interesting but inconclusive. But after a week of intensive analysis, his tone changed. The anatomy, it's remarkable. The limb proportions, the muscle mass. This creature is adapted for extreme cold and high altitude. It's not a bear. It's not a known primate. It's something new. Dr. Thorne released a paper outlining his findings, sending shockwaves through the scientific community. The images were real. The creature was unknown. The world was forced to confront the possibility that the Yeti was more than just a legend, but it was the close-up that truly terrified people. The one Ben had almost missed. The creature's face. It wasn't monstrous. It wasn't bestial. It was intelligent. The eyes were deep-set, piercing, and filled with an unsettling awareness. They seemed to be looking directly into the camera, directly into the soul. One image enhancement specialist working with AI algorithms revealed a subtle detail in the creature's eyes, a reflection, a faint, almost imperceptible image of the drone that captured the photo. The creature wasn't just being observed, it was observing back. That detail sent a chill down everyone's spine. It suggested a level of intelligence, curiosity, and perhaps even awareness. The online forums erupted with theories. Some believed the creature was a guardian of the mountains, a protector of the ancient secrets hidden within. Others feared it was a predator, a dangerous and territorial beast that would stop at nothing to defend its domain. A few whispered the darkest possibility, that the creature was something else entirely. Something ancient. The legends awaken. History, mythology, and the echoes of the past. The Yeti isn't just a creature. It's a symbol, a myth, a legend woven into the fabric of the Himalayas for centuries. Known by many names, Meitei, Migoi, Zute. It represents the wildness, the mystery, and the untamed spirit of the mountains. For generations, the local people have spoken of the Yeti not as a monster, but as a powerful and elusive being, a guardian, a protector, a force of nature. Western fascination with the Yeti began in the 20th century, fueled by mountaineering expeditions and sensationalized media reports. The abominable snowman became a pop culture icon, a figure of ridicule and fascination. But the local legends persisted, whispered in hushed tones around campfires, passed down from elders to children. Ben's images have resurrected those legends, giving them a new weight, a new reality. Anthropologists and historians have begun to re-examine the ancient myths, searching for clues, for patterns, for echoes of truth. They've discovered that the Yeti isn't just a Himalayan phenomenon. Similar legends exist in cultures around the world. The Bigfoot of North America, the Almas of Mongolia, the Yowie of Australia, always tall, always hairy, always elusive, always just beyond our grasp. Could these legends be rooted in a shared reality? Could they be echoes of a long-forgotten species? Some researchers believe that the Yeti could be a surviving population of Denisovans, an extinct hominin that once roamed Asia. Denisovan DNA has been found in modern-day Tibetans, suggesting a genetic link to the high-altitude environment. Could the Yeti be a living descendant of these ancient humans, adapted to the harsh conditions of the Himalayas? Others point to the possibility of a pre-human civilization, a race of intelligent beings that once inhabited the mountains, leaving behind traces of their existence. Ancient ruins, unexplained artifacts, and cryptic symbols have been found in remote areas of the Himalayas, hinting at a lost history. Could the Yeti be a relic of this forgotten civilization, a guardian of its secrets? The possibilities are endless. The answers remain elusive. The local communities have responded to the images with a mixture of awe, fear, and reverence. Some see the creature as a sign, A message from the mountains. Others fear the attention that the images will bring. The influx of tourists, researchers, and thrill seekers. They worry that the creature will be hunted, captured, or exploited. Ben has become a reluctant hero, a figure of both admiration and suspicion. He's been praised for his discovery, vilified for his potential exploitation. He's retreated from the public eye, haunted by the images he captured, burdened by the responsibility of his knowledge. He knows that the future of the Yeti, and perhaps the future of the world, rests on his shoulders, science versus mystery. The search for truth in a world of unknowns, the scientific community has launched a full-scale investigation into the Yeti. Expeditions have been organized, drones deployed, and DNA samples collected. Researchers are scouring the mountains for any sign of the creature, any clue to its origins. But the Himalayas are vast and unforgiving. The Yeti remains elusive. Vast and unforgiving. The Yeti remains elusive. The search for the Yeti has become a symbol of humanity's quest for knowledge, our relentless pursuit of the unknown. It's a reminder that the world is full of mysteries, that there are still places where the wild holds sway, where the legends come alive. It's a test of our skepticism, our open-mindedness, and our ability to reconcile science with mythology. The scientific investigation has been met with resistance from some local communities, who view the search as a desecration of their sacred lands. They believe that the Yeti should be left undisturbed, that its mystery is part of its power. Ben understands their concerns. He knows that the search for the Yeti must be conducted with respect, with humility, and with a deep understanding of the local culture. He's become an advocate for the protection of the Himalayas, for the preservation of its unique biodiversity, and for the recognition of its spiritual significance. He's working with local communities to develop sustainable tourism initiatives that will protect the environment and preserve the cultural heritage. He believes that the Yeti can be a catalyst for change, a symbol of the need to protect our planet and to respect the wisdom of ancient cultures. But the search for the Yeti is also driven by a deeper, more fundamental impulse, the desire to understand ourselves. What does it mean to be human? What is our place in the universe? Are we alone? The Yeti, as a potential relict hominin, provides a unique window into our own evolutionary history, a chance to understand the origins of intelligence, culture, and consciousness. It challenges our assumptions about what it means to be human, forcing us to reconsider our place in the grand scheme of things. If the Yeti is real, it could rewrite our understanding of human evolution, potentially requiring a re-evaluation of accepted theories and even how we define human. What happens if the Yeti is real? The confirmation of the Yeti's existence would trigger a cascade of events, transforming science, culture, and our understanding of reality. Scientists would flock to the Himalayas, eager to study the creature's biology, behavior, and genetics. New research fields would emerge, dedicated to understanding the Yeti's place in the evolutionary tree, its adaptations to high-altitude environments, and its potential for medical breakthroughs. Ethical debates would erupt, centered on the rights of the Yeti, the ethics of studying a potentially intelligent species, and the responsibility of humanity to protect it. Governments would scramble to create protected areas, enforce anti-poaching laws, and manage the potential influx of tourists and researchers. Local communities would grapple with the cultural and economic implications of the Yeti's discovery, balancing the potential benefits of tourism with the need to protect their traditions and their sacred lands. The world would be forced to confront the reality of the unknown, to acknowledge that there are still mysteries to be solved, that there are still places where the wild holds sway. The Yeti would become a symbol of our planet's hidden wonders, a reminder that there is still much to discover, that there are still places where magic and mystery thrive. The images Ben captured would be studied for generations to come, inspiring awe, fear, and a renewed sense of wonder. But the true impact of the Yeti's discovery would be more profound. It would change the way we see ourselves. It would change the way we see the world. It would change the way we understand reality. The face in the snow. The clearest, most terrifying image of the Yeti ever captured. It's not just a photograph. It's a portal to the unknown, a portal to the possible. Are you ready to step through? Let me know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe for more.